Yo, what's good everyone? It is GlitchXCity here. Today be giving you guys our NPA, not that NPA, Season 10. Oh wait, wrong season, rip. I kind of spoiled something. NPA Season 9 Championship matchup against Coen, coach of the Amsterdam Aipoms. And I am so excited to be sharing such an amazing matchup and battle that I thought was really great. In my opinion, one of the best battles I've had in a long time, and against Coen too, which I haven't really had a serious match with in a pretty good while because we memed our match in week 9. But other than that, we have made our way through the semifinals against Russell, where Titan Null came through with the last resort set, and now hopefully it can do the same this important matchup. But other than that, if you guys are excited for this team builder and matchup, definitely guys make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because this is gonna be some heat, dude. This is gonna be really exciting. And after NPA Season 9, no matter the outcome, we're gonna be recording for NPA Season 10, and hopefully you guys will be excited for that too. And before you guys think anything, it's NPA. It's my NPA. It's not like the actual NPA, but that NPA isn't really active right now, so it's it's whatever. But other than that, let's get right into this team builder. We'll look at his team real quick. You guys already see the first set, which is Titan Null, and you know what, you guys can stare at that for a while. But let's look at Coen's team on the bottom right hand corner. His team is pretty scary. When I battled him in week 9, we lost 1-0 to a Hyper Beam Gardevoir. He didn't even bring memes. All he brought was like a special Aggron and like a Scarf Darmanitan. But other than that, he didn't really make any FAs or trades this season, so I'm really impressed by how he drafts, how he plays, and how he's able to adapt with what he initially got and not have to trade anything, whereas I had to pick up like some different stuff. But other than that, Coen has got a draft of Latios, Tangrowth, Rotom Wash, Jolteon, Crocodile, Darmanitan, Fortress, Gyarados, Mega Gardevoir, Aggron, and Cryogonal. So he has a pretty threatening team. I swear, like every time I see Darmanitan, there's always a Crocodile on the same team, so it's really annoying. But yeah, his walls consist of the Fortress, Cryogonal, Rotom Wash, potentially Crocodile, Tangrowth, and I've usually seen him use Gyarados as a pretty bulky wall, not really much of a D-Dance sweeper. But yeah, that is going to be his team. And as for ours, let's get right into this team builder. First up, we got Type Dull to Type Null, running a Eevee Light set, Battle Armor, because that's the only ability we got. Flame Charge, Return, Substitute SD, 248 HP, 32 Spadef, Careful, 4 in Defense, and a lot of speed. So initially I had a lot of Spadef and not a lot of speed, but you guys will see. So the initial plan behind this is to outspeed Rotom Wash, get a substitute on it, and predict him to click Will-O-Wisp. The only flaw in that is if he runs a lot of speed investment, I'm not gonna outspeed, and he'll probably burn me before I get my substitute up. Now you're probably wondering like, oh Chase, just run like a more Spadef set and just run Facade. I didn't, so that's my own mistake. So I kind of already regret that, cause I already had this during the matchup. It wasn't until the matchup that I realized that like, oh, I should have done this. But yeah, this is our set. The idea behind this is that like I said, get a substitute either behind the Tangrowth, the Rotom Wash, or the Fortress, or even the Cryogonal if you think about it. Assuming I don't get status or I don't get outsped, I can click substitute, get a free SD up, assuming he doesn't break my sub the next turn, start clicking Flame Charge, and hopefully break through his team or even sweep. So that's the idea behind that. So next up we got Big Island the Float Soul, and hopefully Big Island can represent its own damn team and represent his own son Weasel. But we got Big Island with a Light 4, we got Water Veil, you know, for like Will-O-Wisp shenanigans from Rotom Wash and Mega Gardevoir. But our set this week is pretty interesting. We're running Aqua Ring, Ice Punch, Aqua Jet, Baton Pass, max attack, 32 HP, enough speed to outspeed, I want to say Latios by 2 points because we're forced to be 352, and then the rest in defenses. So realistically, when it comes to Float Soul, it's going to be more of like a late game sweeper or like a revenge killer, because Ice Punch and Aqua Jet is kind of all I need. Ice Punch is there for the Tangrowth, for the Latios, and then maybe for the Crocodile, and then Aqua Jet is there to pick off stuff like Aggron, Cryogonal, Darmanitan, Croc. His team is really weak to physically offensive Aqua Jet, and by putting a Life Orb on there and being Mass Attack, it can be a really valuable late game sweeper in case I need it. Because like, looking at his team, Jolteon's really fast, Latios is really fast, Crook and Darm are both natural Scarfers that people usually see. So yeah, that's one issue that I'm gonna have to deal with. And then Aqua Ring Baton Pass is just one little cool, is two little cool techs that I could possibly go for. I could predict an obvious switch, click Aqua Ring, and then Baton Pass into the Pokemon that would best do against it, and then get some leftovers recovery back from the Aqua Ring. So I thought that was a cool idea. So next up we got Panda Express to Pangoro with a Darkinium Z, Bullet Punch, Party Shot, Drain Punch SD, Max Attack Adamant, 232 defense, 8 in HP, 4 in speed, 12 in speed. Pretty interesting set. We're running a fairly physically bulky Pangoro, and the reason why I didn't put my investment into HP is because more than likely I'm gonna be taking physical hits with this thing. And yeah, that was my main purpose, because Scarf Darmanitan does a lot to my team, and if he brings it, then it's going to be hard for me to deal with. But at +2, fun fact, if he has no HP or physical bulk on that Mega Gardevoir, a +2 Bullet Punch just straight up OHKOs, and that's amazing. And then like, it does a lot to Latios. It does like over 50%, I believe, or maybe around there. And if I outspeed, yeah, and then like, SD Drain Punch is nice. I can like break through the Aggron, break through the Gyarados, live a hit from the Jolteon, click Drain Punches are there, or just live a hit from the Crocodile. Yeah, Crocodile is one of the main things because Scarf Crocodile does a lot of damage to me, and then I could just Drain Punch that, or even Party Shot. So yeah, with the Darkinium Z, with Z Party Shot, I'll be able to possibly lower something stats, and then whatever I bring in, I get its HP back up to full. So hopefully that will be able to be pulled off. Next up, we got Misael, the Mega Manectric, which has put in a lot of work this season, and hopefully it will too this season. Running a Spadef set this time, 240 HP, 156 Spadef, Calm, 96 in speed, Rest in special attack and defense. I don't really need power on this Mega Manectric for this week. I really don't. And with my massive HP investment, I'm actually able to live a -1 Earthquake from Crocodile if it's max attack. So that's going to be really nice. I do over 50% with Signal Beam. I Flamethrower the Fortress. And this is probably going to be my dedicated lead because it actually deals with his leads pretty well. I don't expect him to bring Gyarados simply because I have Mega Manectric. And yeah, I think Mega Manectric alone will force him not to bring it. And then Volt Switch for Initiative, and then yeah, this is really good because by being a Spadef set, I take hits better from like Rotom, from Jolteon, from Latios, from Gardevoir, from Cryogonal, because my ground type is a Palisand, and I'm not bringing Palisand, so I need to have some sort of way in which Rotom and Jolteon won't be able to be as threatening if I have a nice switch in, and by bringing a Spadef Mega Manectric, which is also pretty fast and decently bulky, I'll be able to pivot around as he pivots around, so that'll be really useful. So next up, we're almost done. We got Mr. Robertson, the Hacksters, bringing a Scarf physically defensive set. We got Dragon Claw, Endeavor, Iron Tail, Superpower, 240 HP, 48 attack, 164 EVs in defense, Impish, 48 speed. And by having a Choice Scarf and by being physically defensive, I take 2 Earthquakes from Crocodile, I take 2 Flare Blitz from Darmanitan, assuming both of those are Scarfed. And all around, this is gonna be like my answer to like Darmanitan and Crocodile. By having 48 speed EVs with the Choice Scarf, I'm able to outspeed. I'm able to outspeed. I'm able to outspeed Jolteon, which has enough speed for Floatzel. So Floatzel caps out at 361. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna have his Jolteon cap out at 362. So my Hacksters with 48 speed EVs, I'm at 242 times 1.5, puts me at 363, which is 1 point higher than the Jolteon. But if you guys do stick around for the end of the battle, then you will see how my prep was slightly off. So last but not least, we have Amiyuka the Mawile, which is putting in a lot of work this season. We're running a pretty simple max HP, max Spadef set with Careful Nature, 8 in speed to outspeed Tangrowth and like Fortress and all that. We got the Shuckleberry. This is nice for stuff like Crocodile mainly, and maybe like Aggron, I guess. But yeah, this is more of a Spadef set to switch into Mega Gardevoir and to switch into Latios if they're offensive. Play Rough, Iron Head, Pain Split, and Stealth Rock. So this is our Hazard. This is our Rocks user, and Pain Split is pretty much the best recovery I'll be able to get. And if I outspeed Tangrowth, I can probably use that as a way to get recovery back. But other than that, that is our team builder for this week. Or for this championship match, I should say. And honestly, I think I prepped decently well. Like, I spent a lot of time thinking about what I should bring and what would be the best options to like hopefully take the championship and become the champions of NPA Season 9. But other than that, if you guys are hyped for this matchup, I'm hyped for the battle. Then if you guys make sure you hit that like button. But other than that, I'll see you guys in a little bit as I get up the battle. Alright guys, we're back with the match, and as you guys can see, Coen, coach of the Amsterdam Aipoms, has brought a team roster of Crocodile, Mega Gardevoir, Rotom Wash, Jolteon, Latios, and Fortress. And for the Pokemon he didn't bring, at the top of my head, he didn't bring Tangrowth, he didn't bring Aggron, he didn't bring Cryogonal, he didn't bring Gyarados to my expectedly, and and he didn't bring Darmanitan, so that was the most important thing to me, which was absolutely amazing that he didn't bring. But considering our matchup, I feel like we have a pretty decent chance considering his Pokemon. But other than that, if you guys didn't see the team builder, you guys should definitely at least skim through it, see the sets we're bringing, so you guys can get an idea of what kind of battle this is gonna turn out to be. But other than that, let's just go ahead and get right into it. I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna go ahead, lead with my Mega Manectric as he leads with the Crocodile, and I'm gonna make a ballsy play turn 1 and just click Signal Beam because I live in Earthquake. He does outspeed me and clicks knockoff, so that means he is Scarfed. I click Signal Beam, get over 50%, plus I get Confusion, so immediately this Crocodile is already on the back foot, and that is great. So here it's pretty obvious that he's gonna switch out. Like, knockoff is doing only 30%, and I can easily kill him right now. So predicting the Rotom Wash, I'm gonna actually click Volt Switch, and then he actually goes into the Jolteon, and I click Thunderbolt. And this was actually very surprising to me because it didn't make any, because I don't know, I guess he did that. I really don't know. Like, I thought Rotom Wash was a better switch. But here, predicting the Rotom Wash, or just because Signal Beam is my best move to hit this thing, I'm gonna just go ahead and click Signal Beam. Actually, I could have clicked Flamethrower, but I don't expect him to go into Fortress. But as you guys see, he switches into Fortress, and I was so confused. Because okay, so like, I've already predicted on the first 2 turns, which were pretty good plays. It didn't make sense that he went into Fortress, and I didn't see any leftovers, so this thing is definitely Aqua Berry. So I'm gonna just simply click Flamethrower. If I click an electric move or Flamethrower, him getting up rocks would have been like, no, like it wouldn't even be a factor. So I'm gonna go for Flamethrower. He does show the Aqua Berry, and thankfully enough for me, he's not a Spadef Fortress, and I got a high roll. So we are able to kill Fortress, which is great. We're up 6-5. He's going in Crocodile. I'm going to bring in my Haxorus, which is able to take 2 Earthquakes, thankfully. And I'm going to predict his Rotom Wash and go on a type Null. And this is where the plan comes into play. So here, praying that I outspeed, I'm going to click Substitute. And unfortunately, he outspeeds me and clicks Will-O-Wisp. And I'm going to give you guys a little rundown that this Rotom Wash is Scarfed. So very unfortunate there. And me running speed on my type Null was pretty much useless. And the best thing literally the best set I could have gone for was a Spadef set. I'm more of a Spadef set, less speed with Facade. Because now I'm burned with Return. And I knew this was gonna be my downfall. And unfortunately it happens. And now, I didn't know he was Scarfed at this point, so I was questioning why he didn't click Volt Switch. But here I click SD, hoping to at least get back to neutral. He brings in Gardevoir. I should be able to do over 50%. He does to kill me with Hyper Voice. And this Return doesn't do over 50%, and after doing some calcs I found out that this thing is more physically defensive, and I was like, oh, okay. So here I'm gonna go into my Mawile, and I do eat up that Hyper Voice, thankfully. I'm gonna click Iron Head, and that thing should have died, but knowing that it was physically defensive, I knew it wasn't gonna die, but I wanted to use Mega Gardevoir as a way to set up my rocks. So here he clicks Disable, and I should have died to a Hyper Voice this turn, but he told me after the match that he was expecting Sucker Punch, and Sucker Punch I think would have killed this Gardevoir. So he was expecting me to click Sucker Punch, and then after Sucker Punch went off, he would click Disable, and then Hyper Voice me the next turn. But unfortunately, because I simply don't have Sucker Punch, I just go for Iron Head, and I do get rid of this Gardevoir. So that's great. Now I can't use Stealth Rocks anymore. So now he brings the Crocodile. I don't have a safe switch in. I know I have a Shuckle Berry, but I'm too low at amount of HP to even take a hit. I'm gonna go into my Floatzel, and this is where everything goes pretty much downhill for the most part. So here, by the way I brought it in, he has to suspect whether or not I'm Scarfed or I have Aqua Jet. And I was so close to just clicking Baton Pass. But the thing that really drew me away from making that play was that the remainder of my team gets destroyed by Earthquake. So if I mispredict and something on my team dies, and I should have took the risk. I knew I had balls, but I guess I don't. He does bring in Run and Wash as I click Aqua Jet, and I got a crit, 13%. I'm gonna click, I don't show Baton Pass. I'm gonna go into my Mega Manectric as he does go for Volt Switch. And yeah, that is pretty much unfortunate. He does go into the Jolteon, and this is great because at this point, I need chip on this Jolteon. So here I'm actually, he clicks Shadow Ball. HP Ground didn't kill me, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know why he brought this in. I'm questioning why he didn't bring in the Crocodile, because if he brought in the Crocodile, then I think I might have just lost there. But he goes into Jolteon. I should have gone for Flamethrower. You guys see I do 30%, brings on to 58. I should have gone for Flamethrower. I should have, and you guys will see later on. Because Flamethrower was like 15 base points higher in power. But here, I'm going to go into my Pangoro, predicting the Shadow Ball again. He does go for it, and unfortunately, he does get a Spadef drop. But in my calcs, even with the Spadef drop, I should be able to live a Volt Switch or a Thunderbolt guaranteed. Because it doesn't look like he's boosted in any way. Unless he's like Zap Plate. So here, I'm going to click Z Parting Shot to go back into my Mega Manectric. Because if you think about it, Mega Manectric is Spadef. Takes hits from Run and Wash really well. I can Thunderbolt that. And Crocodile couldn't OHKO me with Earthquake. So if I can get a Z Parting Shot to my Mega Manectric, I should have a really, really good chance of winning this game. Especially when it comes to taking hits from the Jolteon. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. He does click Volt Switch, but he gets a crit. And, oh my god, it pains me to watch this replay again. So yeah, so Pangoro goes down thanks to the Spadef, and then the crit the following turn, and that was literally the worst thing that could have happened for me. He does bring in the Latios, and I have two options. I could bring in my Haxorus and click Dragon Claw, because I am Scarfed, or I can go into Floatzel and click Ice Punch. The only problem is that Ice Punch doesn't kill, and if you Scarf Latios and I bring in Haxorus, then I kind of just lose. Because Scarf Haxorus is kind of what I need right now. Pretty much everything on my team is essential. And it sucks because if I still had Pangoro and if I still got that Parting Shot off, then Manectric would have been at full. And Pangoro could have been there for a sack. But unfortunately, that crit really sucks, man. That's literally the worst thing that could have happened for me. So here, I'm going to go into my Haxorus and just risk it. I'm going to just click Dragon Claw. And if he's Habanberry, it's not going to work because I'm on Nerve. Thankfully, he's not Scarf. I'm able to hit that thing with the Dragon Claw. And at this point, he was confused. He's like, why do you outspeed me, but you took that Earthquake so well? It's because I'm physically defensive Scarf. So here he brings in a Rotom Wash. And at this point, my best bet in withering and taking down his Rotom Wash is to simply stay in. That's literally the best thing I can do. Because even if I do get burned, getting initial damage on this thing will be great. So I'm going to click Dragon Claw. And I actually 2-hit killed this thing. He's not fully physically defensive. And he actually clicks Signal Beam. And he gets a crit. I want you to take note of that crit. He gets a crit. I guess it's revenge for the Aqua Jet crit. But unfortunately, yeah. So he does click Signal Beam. And I guess that was for Necrozma, I think. I forgot. It was for something. But here, I was kind of having like a breakdown. Because at this point, I don't really have a safe switch in. Haxorus could live another one. But then he brings a Crocodile. I think. I don't know. I can't. No, the thing is that I need Haxorus alive because that's the only thing that outspeeds Jolteon, because I'm Scarf. So after I did some calcs, I realized that Mega Manectric could live a Signal Beam on switching. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna switch out, go into my Mega Manectric, and unless he gets a pure high roll, I should live. I do live, but he gets the confusion. So this is crazy. Oh my god, like, why does this have to happen to me? So now I have to risk me getting confused, where I could have just stayed in and killed this thing. And this is bad, because if I click Thunderbolt and he switches into Jolteon or Crocodile, I pretty much lose at that point. I pretty much lose. So here, making the ballsy play, not making any predictions, I'm going to simply kick Thunderbolt. I break through, thankfully, and Rotom Wash goes down. So now, at this point, it looks like we're going to win. Because now, I just let Manectric die, bring in Floatzel, click Aqua Jet twice, and I just win. Well, Aqua Jet doesn't kill Jolteon, but I still have Scarf Haxorus in the back. So here, I'm gonna just let my Manectric die, and I am so close to getting this championship. Like, it's dear. So I go to Floatzel, I click Aqua Jet, Crocodile does go down, and oh boy. And this is where Jolteon comes in, 46%, and unfortunately, Aqua Jet barely misses out on the OHKO right now. And I'm just like, if I had clicked Flamethrower instead of Signal Beam, I would have been fine. And literally, if I had clicked Flamethrower instead of Signal Beam, I would have been able to kill this Jolteon. But I don't. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, I have Scarf Hackers, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go for Agua Jet, hoping for a crit to get redemption. Unfortunately, I don't, and he lives barely on 7%. He does kill me with Volt Switch, and this is where the Big Island Weasels are about to finally, after so much hacks, after how well we've been performing this whole season, Scarf Hackers is able to come in here. I know he's not Scarf because he switched up moves against Pangoro, but through all the struggle, Hackers is about to come in here, take down this Jolteon with the Dragon Claw, and that should be GG against Coen, except he outspeeds. So, we're gonna take our championship L against Coen, coach of the Amsterdam Aipoms, and unfortunately, that is mainly my fault and due to hacks, but that is GG to Coen, coach of the Amsterdam Aipoms, and that is a 1-0 loss. 1-0 loss in our 1-0 loss for us, and ironically, it ends on turn 27. Like, you guys wouldn't understand that, but like, that's like my lucky number, and I lost. So yeah, that is GG once more. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff factored into this. I had 2 major mispreps when it came to team building. The 2 major mispreps was the type null. If I was more Spadef with Facade, I'm pretty sure I would have been able to 2-hit kill the Gardevoir. So that thing wouldn't have taken down my Mawile so easily. The Pangoro Spadef drop in the crit was a huge factor. Like, that was definitely that was literally the worst thing that could happen. Like, that was like the major thing. That was the major factor of this match, in my opinion. Mega Man getting confused. I mean, yeah, the confusion sucked, but we were able to break through, so it didn't matter in the end. It just added more, like, suspense to my heart. And his Rotom Wash was scarfed. I didn't know that till after the match. But yeah, if you guys are just waiting to know, Hackstress didn't outspeed because if you guys watched the team builder, I specifically ran enough speed on Hackstress to outspeed a Jolteon that had enough speed for Floatzel, for a max speed Floatzel. So if you guys didn't watch, Floatzel caps out at 361 speed. So I predicted that his Jolteon would be at 362 speed. So I put enough speed on Hackstress to where with a Choice Scarf, even though I'm physically defensive, I should be able to cap out at 363, which would outspeed the Jolteon. I did get it right. He ran just enough speed for Floatzel, but when you're at level 100, you can't be at 362. When you go from 361 to 362, it automatically bumps you by 2 points when you add 4 EVs. When you add 4 8 EVs or whatever. So because he was forced to run 363, his initial thought was to run 362, and that's what he was trying to do. And unfortunately, because of the mechanics and how EVs work, he was at 363, and because I was at 363, the final turn was a coin toss. And that overall, with the inclusion of hacks and misprep, was the overall factor in determining who was the championship, who was the champion for the season. So yeah, really tough loss for me. It took me a while to get over this. I mean, I feel bad about it now, even now while I'm recording this. This is kind of the also reason why it took me a while to get this uploaded, because I didn't want to go back to this match where I was so close and I lost because of a coin toss. And like, it really sucks, dude, because like the only thing that was in my mind was, oh, like not predicting with Floatzel correctly, or bringing the wrong type null set, the coin toss at the end, the hacks against Pangoro, and then like, you know, it sucks, but in the end, I don't want Coen to feel bad. It's the game we play, it's all part of the game, and like, that's just my own fault. So the thing is that there were so many opportunities in which I could have been the champion, where like, there was so close, dude. It was literally a coin toss. And fun fact, actually, his Rotom Wash was scarfed, and when he actually, here's the thing, his Rotom Wash and my Mega Manectric had the same base speed, or had the same speed. So when I had Mega Manectric on Rotom Wash and I was confused, that was a speed tie too, and I won that one. And that might seem all nice, but in the end at that point, I had to win both speed ties. I had to win both, because if Mega Manectric didn't win that speed tie, it would have gone down. I had to bring in Hackstress, click Dragon Claw, kill that thing. He would have brought in Crocodile, outspeed me, kill me, and then all I would have left would be Floatzel. And then, yeah, Foso didn't even kill Jolteon, so I would have to bank on a crit at that moment. So, yeah, at the point where Mega Manectric got used Signal Beam against Jolteon, I got 30% off. I should have clicked Flamethrower. I would have had a better chance to get 7% more damage because it's 15 base points higher in power. But other than that, that is the end of our NPA Season 9, and it sucks to go out like this. I feel like I played amazingly this season. I think I've team prepped with a pretty decent team that everyone questions, but hopefully we're able to pull back next season. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, if you guys enjoyed the match, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe for more, because this is the type of close matches I live for. And unfortunately, Destiny doesn't have us on the winning end for this season. But hopefully it will be next season for Season 10. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are still here, very much appreciated. This was GlitchXCity here. And I'll see you guys in the next encounter.